Mike Dell's World number 101.
Today's gonna be the day that we're gonna cook up lots of food. Right now, before we go and chow, I roll us up a big fat dude. But I don't believe that anybody can eat as much as you. You're like a cow. Green beans, broccoli mixed with cheese. Can you hear my stomach start to growl? Make sure you're gonna act mature when you choose. Please try to close your mouth. I don't believe that anybody can eat as much as you when you're a cow. And all the kids have started with the whining. And mom says cooking's all about the timing. Let's go and grab a seat, I think. You sure a lot of food, it's time to chow. Because today we'll have mashed potatoes and gravy. And that's not all. We'll have butter balls. Because today we'll have mashed potatoes and gravy. And that's not all. We'll have butter balls. Today we'll have mashed potatoes and gravy. And that's not all. We'll have butter balls. Today we'll have mashed potatoes and gravy. We'll have mashed potatoes and gravy.
And a happy belated Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. or if you celebrate it anywhere else. And welcome to Mike Dell's World number 101. And sorry it's taken so long for me to get around to recording another one. Actually, the funny thing is I've recorded probably 15 of them on my portable recorder over the last month or so. And I don't know, that portable recorder I have sounds like crap. So I'm going to shelve that idea until I get a new recorder. Looking to get a Zoom H2. So anybody have one laying around they want to send me, feel free. But yeah, that's been going on here. In fact, today we're having our first snow day of the year. Actually, it snowed I don't know, for probably the last 2 weeks anyway, on and off. So we've had some snow, but this is the first official snow day where schools were closed and roads are nasty and all that. And it's kind of weird. This storm come up from the south, so it started up with rain and slush and slop over the last 12 hours or so, and then the snow started coming down. Right here in town, since I'm only a couple of blocks away from Lake Michigan, we kind of get buffered from it, so I don't have nearly as much snow in my yard as everybody in the surrounding area does. My dad's got about a foot in his driveway. We probably got 4 or 5 inches, but it's the really wet, sloppy, heavy, right around freezing type snow. And it's kind of odd it didn't hit as hard further north as it did here yet. I guess maybe they got some of it. I don't know. Heard Brian up there, Audio Attitude, up in the Keweenaw Peninsula, way up north, out in Lake Superior. He had to use the snowblower this morning, but I didn't get any details of how much snow he had. But I still think we probably got it a little bit worse than they did, just because we started before they did. So anyway, how's everybody been? I haven't heard a thing. We decided on Strange Today to take the rest of the year off, and then we're going to revamp the show into a little bit longer form show that's going to go once or twice a week, and then maybe 3 times if you count the weekend editions that Russ Woodman does for us. And I assume he's going to continue, though I haven't talked to him recently. And let's see, we're having a good time with the 14-year-old that's living with us now. In fact, when he gets out of bed this morning, so he didn't have to go to school today. When he gets out of bed this morning, he gets to experience the snow shovel for the first time. He's from South Florida, so it was kind of funny. The first day we had, appreciable snow a couple of weeks ago. He took off on his skateboard to go to school, and of course that was before I got home from work. And he gets about halfway to school, and he calls on the phone and says, "Hey, can you come give me a ride? It's too damn slippery out here." By that time I'm off work, I said, "Yeah, I can't believe you took the skateboard to begin with." So I think the skateboard's in his locker at school and hasn't moved since that day. So anyway, but yeah, and that song I played there was from the Killer Kona Buds, called Butterball. And it's a little late for Thanksgiving. By the way, this is being recorded at 9:30 in the morning on the 1st of December. So I should say rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Well, let me play another song here. This one's from the group Hot Buttered Rum, who contacted me a while back, sent me a CD and a couple of voice tracks. We'll see what you think of them. They're a folk group out of I believe New York City. So anyway, here's Always Be the Moon by the Hot Buttered Rum.
This is Zach Matthews from Hot Buttered Rum, and I am proud to be a pod-safe artist. Find us online at www.hotbutteredrum.net.
There will be fire, there will be pain. There's gonna be children sleeping out in the rain. Yeah. I don't foresee an end to this soon. No, no, at least there will always be the moon. Whoa, whoa, whoa. and I know this there will always be the moon. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody look around you. There's a long way we must climb. You can't help yourself with your hands tied. Wait a minute, buy a ticket. There's a seat right here beside me. If you'd like to come along for the ride. If you'd like to come along for the ride. If you'd like to come along for the ride. When I'm alone, I think it will end. There comes a time that we all need a friend. Maybe together we can conquer the fear. It's loving us all, 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 yeah, loving us all, loving us all. Said this loving us all, loving us all, loving us all.
Okay, that was Always Be the Moon by the Hot Buttered Rum. And you can check them out at hotbutteredrum.net. Not .com, .net. Anyway, they're a pretty good group. I've been playing them on my radio show, playing the CD that I got from them. So that was pretty cool. Let's see, the name of the CD is, let me see. Forget. Well-Oiled Machine. Of course, there's another couple albums they have. They got one live in the Northeast and another one called In These Parts. But they're a newly minted PodSafe group. They're made PodSafe and cleared through Aerial PR, which is aerialpublicity.net. And it's a deal through the Blueberry Network, which of course is my network. Well, not mine, but I'm affiliated with it. Anyway, so that's how I got hooked up with that group and a couple others I'm going to play another one from a group called the Brilliant Mistakes, also found from them, but we'll do that a little bit later. And this time I'll tell you the how long it is, so you know how far to fast forward if you need to. Not everybody likes the type of music I like, but you know. And I don't know if you're hearing the background noise. Probably not, but the furnace is about to start here, which is a necessary evil. Although it's only 30 degrees outside and 69.7 in the studio. Anyway, let's see what else has been going on. Over Thanksgiving weekend, let's back up even further. My dad has been remodeling his house. Him and my mom and my uncle's been helping out, and they put all wood floors in the kitchen and dining room and totally just gutted it and started from scratch. Put new cabinets and countertops and appliances and sink and the whole 9 yards, and it really opened it up. Before they had it sort of a separate dining room and then a cramped kitchen, and now it's kind of all one big room. And then they, of course, did the living room, although the living room wasn't really a radical redesign. They redid where the wood stove goes and made it a little bit smaller and got a smaller wood stove to go in there, since they don't heat primarily with the wood anymore like they used to. When I was a kid, when I was there to cut, stack, and haul wood, and now they don't do that anymore. It's funny. They also got rid of the horses, so they don't have to take care of horses, which I always did when I was there. So, not funny how that happens when you get older. So, anyway, on Thanksgiving, they have it all finished now, and it was the first time we've been able to expand the table that they have. They have a table that has like 3 extension leaves in it, and they've never been able to put all 3 out because their dining room was too small. But now they can do that and stretch it out into the kitchen area. And we had 13 people over for Thanksgiving dinner. It was great. Had both my grandmothers, of course, Dad and Mom, my sister, my nephew, an aunt and an uncle, and a friend of mine, or friend of ours, John, who's my partner on the ham radio pod class, was there, and of course me and my wife, and I forget who else, but anyway, it was a good time. Of course, we ate too much turkey and rolled out of there overweight and irate. No, not really. It was a good time. And the rest of the weekend we spent redoing the garage here at the house. Cleaning it all out, getting it all ready for winter, and getting the snow tires put on the car. And so I actually can get a car in my garage now. So my car's sitting inside during the snowstorm, and not a drop of snow on it. And it's got its new snow tires on it, so that's a good thing. Got the snowblower running, making sure it was all up to snuff. Although I need to go up to the gas station and get a can of gas, but I don't think I'm going to be needing the snowblower today. I always like to let it pack down a little bit in the driveway, and since we didn't use the car, I've been driving my pickup, and wife's got her SUV. And they're both 4-wheel drive. I don't know what that dog's barking about. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's barking. But anyway, I always like to get the driveway packed down a little bit before I start blowing snow. That way I don't pick up all the dirt and rocks and gravel and leaves and whatever else was on the driveway when the snow fell. Although we had it pretty clean this year before it fell, but that doesn't mean anything. So probably I'll do some snow blowing tomorrow after we've had a chance to pack the driveway down a little bit and all that, and then maybe I'll get the car out of the garage and drive it. But it's kind of nice to leave that in there. Of course, you know my philosophy on vehicles. I tend to drive older cars and just keep them running. Not because I couldn't go out and buy a new car. It's because I don't see the point. You go buy a $25,000-$30,000 vehicle and it loses a bunch of value when you drive it off the lot, and then you're all worried about oh geez, I can't don't want to get a door ding, and oh my gosh, and it's kind of nice. I drive a '98 Camry. It's That thing's 10 years old. It's got 200,000 miles on it. In fact, it just rolled 200. And I got a picture of it, a picture of the odometer at 199,999. And then I got another picture at 200 even. I have to get that off the camera. Maybe I'll put that in the album art. Yeah, maybe not. But, the car's running okay. It needs some work, which I'm going to get some stuff done on it. But, I got to thinking, I'd like to go buy a new vehicle, or a newer vehicle even. And then I get to thinking, well, you know what? I could put $600 worth of maintenance into this one, and it'll do me for a couple more years. Well, even if your car payment's just $300 a month, that's only two months of car payments, to get it fixed, totally the way I want it. And, the body's not rotting off of it. It still runs good. It looks decent. All that. And then I've got an old rusty Ford pickup. Of course, I probably went through all this before, but, I drive it probably 3,000 miles a year. That's all that truck ever gets on it. It's mostly in the winter. Things sits most of the summer. And why would I want a $30,000 pickup truck for something like that? And, my old rusty Ford does just fine. And, so far, knock on wood, I've not had to do any maintenance other than oil changes and whatever on it. I do that once a year, so, can't beat it. And then, of course we got the SUV used to pull the camper. That's a little newer and a little nicer. It's still, everything. Actually, the one with the least amount of miles is the old Ford truck, and it's got 97,000. I think the Cadillac's got somewhere around, that's the SUV, it's an Escalade. Gets, I think it's got like 115 or 120,000 on it. And the Camry with 200, so yeah, I just don't see the point of buying a new car. And like I said, I think I've gone through this before on the podcast, but it just comes to mind every time I do some maintenance on on the old car. But you think about it, you take that $300 car payment and put it in the bank, or not even put it in the bank, put it in growth stock mutual funds. And now right now the stock market's down, but over basically any 10-year period, it averages 12%. When things are operating normally. And I forget what the statistic was, but if at age 20 you put $300 a month in the bank, in 40 years, so at age 70, I don't know, 60, age 60, you'd have like $4.3 million in the bank. That's an awful expensive car. So anyway, I've been saving my pennies, and when it comes time to replace one of the vehicles, I'll replace it with something that costs $5,000 that I can pay cash for. And a $5,000 vehicle, you think about it. You got an old truck, and then you go buy a new truck, and in 5 years, what do you have? Another old truck, and you paid $20,000-$30,000 for the privilege. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my tune at some point, but I kind of doubt it. I kind of like driving old beaters, and what's nice about driving a beater too is you're not overly worried about door dings or or anything like that. It's like I'll throw gravel in the back of my pickup. I don't care. It's It's an old truck, and it certainly isn't going to hurt its value any if I have the bed all scratched up, you know. And yeah, well, just me. Well, I'm getting a little bit of a headache here for some reason. Don't really know why. Actually, I've been up a little bit longer than normal, or I didn't get quite as much sleep yesterday as I should have. So that's probably it. So anyway, I'm going to spin another tune here and go find me some Tylenol. So this is from the brilliant, what do you call it? The Brilliant Mistakes. And let's see. Let me click on this and I'll read you the bio. Let's see. There's really not any bio. Oh, here we go. The Brilliant Mistakes are a New York City-based band who specialize in melodic roots rock brimming with smart songcraft, vintage pop sounds, and lush harmonics. Fronted by two songwriters, Alan Walker and Eric Philbrook, they draw you into the infectious melodies and seductive rock flourishes, and then beguile you with unexpected sonic twists, insightful lyrics, and proactive themes, best exemplified by such envelope-pushing kindred spirits as Wilco, My Morning Jacket and Spoon. I don't know what all that means, but I think they're pretty good.
Hi, this is Eric Philbrook from The Brilliant Mistakes, and we are proud to be a PodSafe artist.
I've lived half a life, I've only seen one side, I've wasted many days and nights to know it. Sadness in the world, but I love a girl, I'm still learning ways and means to show it. The thought runs through my mind all the time, like the sound of fingers strumming. My heart is keeping time like a rhyme to the sound of distant I'd seen enough, convinced I knew my stuff till it all went up in the great inferno. Just another hell, a wish lost in a well. I'm still mystified by the hope eternal. The thought runs through my mind all the time, like the sound of fingers strumming. My heart is keeping time like a rhyme to the sound of distant drumming. I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm becoming. If I was fading fast and each breath might be my last, I'd still be looking forward to tomorrow. There is no journey's end, just another unknown bend on a never twisted road. No, I'll follow. Thought runs through my mind all the time, like the sound of fingers strumming. My heart is keeping time like a rhyme to the sound of distant drumming. I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm becoming, I'm
Hi, this is Eric Philbrook from The Brilliant Mistakes, and you can find The Brilliant Mistakes online at myspace.com/Brilliant Mistakes or www.thebrilliantmistakes.com.
Yeah, and check them out. They're pretty darn good. Listened to a few of their tracks. I didn't get a CD from them, but was able to download a couple of promo tracks there on the Aerial PR website. And so that's pretty cool. And anyway, I don't know if any of you guys follow Trucker Two Times on Twitter. He obviously got Photoshop going, or somebody did for him, and made a really nice picture of a big private jet, airliner actually, that had his website on it and all that. And the Trucker Two Times show jet from Dallas, and of course he put that on a TwitPic and posted that to his Twitter account. And last night, while I was waiting for one of the computers to get done doing something, I did a photo of the Mike Dell's World Air Force. It was an F-15 taking off from wherever. And anyway, it's kind of cool. So if you follow me on Twitter, look back in the archives, you'll see, or somewhere in my Twitter stream. It was this morning, so December 1st. So you might have to look back a little bit, but check it out. I thought it was a pretty good Photoshop of an F-15 taking off and turning really hard. So anyway, I said, sending up the Mike Dell's Air Force to escort the Trucker Two Times private jet. So anyway, thought that was pretty good. Let's see. I don't know. Just like I said, it's getting settled into winter here. I always liked winter. I think I've always said this, but winter things tend to slow down a little bit, and doesn't seem to be as much pressure to go and do, and you can catch up on your reading and catch up on your podcast listening or whatever you're doing. Oh yeah, hey, new gadget. Forgot about that. I bought an Apple TV. And man, is that something? How do I put that? Something I wouldn't want to do without any, after I've experienced it. Now I did hack it a little bit, and I put Boxy on it. For those of you who don't know what Boxy is, it's a program that allows you to stream Hulu, CBS, CNN, Comedy Central, I don't know, 3 or 4 other networks. Their online streams, it kind of puts it all together in a, if you're familiar with Apple, a front row sort of interface. And you can hack the Apple TV to add Boxy to its menus. And it's really nice watching Hulu on the full screen in the living room. I got a HD TV, and it's really nice, having full screen web streamed video. And of course you can also do YouTube on Apple TV and all the video podcasts, and that's what I've done is I've subscribed to all the video podcasts with the Vista machine down here in the basement, and that's the one that I have synced up with the Apple TV upstairs. So anything that gets downloaded here, I get to watch upstairs. And I tell you what, it makes video podcasts that much easier to consume. I still don't think it's totally easy, but it's getting easier. And, with more devices like the Apple TV, and I don't know, there's probably a couple of boxes that'll do the same thing. I think Xbox will do it. I don't know about PlayStation 3, but Xbox will definitely do what Apple TV will do for the most part. The one thing cool about Apple TV also is, the renting movies. for basically the same price. You just rent it with your remote, and I downloaded an HD version of Harold and Kumar Escape Guantanamo Bay. I think it was whatever the second Harold and Kumar movie, and downloaded that in HD, and it was probably less than 6 minutes before it said it was ready to play. And it was great. I watched it, and then I fell asleep during the end of it, and so in the morning I woke up and watched the rest of it. You're only allowed 24 hours before the thing expires after you hit the play button the first time, which some people think is lousy, but what's the difference? You get an overnight rental at a video store. It's the same thing, and you don't have to drive anywhere. So we've rented a couple of movies, and of course we've watched a lot of Hulu stuff and a lot of video podcasts. And like I said, it's a giant iPod for your TV, and I highly recommend the Apple TV. The thing is, I would not pay extra for the extra capacity on it, because once you've watched a video podcast, what do you do with it? You delete it. You don't build stuff up. And same thing with movies. You're only going to rent one or two at a time, and it's plenty of space with a 40 gig. I think they got a 120 gig and a 40 gig, or maybe it's a 160 gig. I don't know, but it isn't worth the extra $100 in my humble opinion. But I definitely enjoy it. Like I said, I don't think I would want to go without it now that I've had it for a couple of weeks. And definitely makes watching video podcasts more enjoyable. At least, that's how I look at it. And, of course, that's what this podcast is about, is how I look at things.
The police hardly ever stop crime. They're called after a crime has been committed. Politicians know this. So why are they passing gun control laws that take away your self-defense firearms?
Gun control is not about stopping crime. It's about disarming America.
Here you are at last, to bring my cold, lonely soul sweet relief from my weary past. Always searching, the one missing piece was you, and I beg you come away with me. And together we will find a place to call our own. I can't wait to see what I can do with a laptop like you. It's not your CD slot or the Unix on which you are based. You make my lap hot, 'cause underneath your aluminum case there's love. And I forgive your strange one-button mouse. I forgive the way your keyboard leaves marks on your screen. I can overlook a fault or two for a laptop like you. We will always be together in love in spite of everything. Hang on tight through wind and weather. Heaven knows what time may bring. In a year or two
You will seem big and heavy and slow. I will carry you to wherever it is laptops go to die. Don't think it won't be hard on me. How am I ever gonna find a way to justify the money I would spend on something new for a laptop like you? For a laptop like you.
Okay, sorry about the little bit of silence there. I was trying to load another track in Cast Blaster here, and ended up I couldn't hit the talk button. And yes, I'm using Cast Blaster this time. Not for any particular reason. Just thought it would be a good thing. So anyway, let me see here. Looking for a particular track here. So hang on. I'm not. Well, geez. Okay, well, we'll hit that and see what. Okay, we'll play that later. Oh, actually, we're 43 minutes into this thing. And I was just going to tell you guys about another endeavor that I may be involved in here soon. It's another, of course, broadcasting / podcasting thing. There's a local group here in town that produces I'd say it's an NPR-like show, except for they're not sponsored by anybody in particular, and they meet at a coffee shop for the board meetings, but they do a radio magazine called Radio Anyway, and it airs on Saturdays at 7:30 in the morning on WNMC, radio station I work for, and also it re-airs again on Sundays at 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And I've been signed up to become a producer for them, and that's another reason I want to get the Zoom H2. They've got, a couple of Marantz portable recording setups that you can go check out, but, I'd rather have my own because, I'm a little more spontaneous than that. I got a couple of good ideas for stories that, now, most NPR and public radio, this kind of thing is mostly, liberal slanted. Not to disparage them. That's fine. But, of course, I'm not a liberal. I'm a libertarian, which is sort of liberal, sort of conservative, but more about, I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone. That kind of thing. And so I think it'd be kind of an interesting twist to do some stories that would not necessarily make it onto NPR, but would more than likely be accepted by this group. So anyway, you can check them out over at radioanyway.org. They're not podcasting yet, but you can stream their shows. They are a local Traverse City thing or Northern Michigan thing. So, maybe of limited interest to those of you outside the area, but for those of you around here, maybe something you haven't run across yet. And they're always 30-minute shows. And that was the other thing. I'm going to get them into podcasting. There's no reason why they couldn't throw them up as MP3s and let them out as podcasts. And I think they would get not a huge following, but they'd get a following. And along the same lines, of course, the radio station I work for is WNMC, which stands for Northwest Michigan College, and they have this continuing education deal where they have non-credit courses that you can take, and they're usually like Windows 95, Windows XP, Windows Vista, working with Word, all kinds of little computer self-help things. So I'm thinking about doing a couple of classes, and if I do this, I'm going to have a friend of mine, John, videotape them, and I'll put the seminar out as a podcast also. But podcast listening 101. There's probably a lot of people out there that don't even know what podcasting is particularly. And I'm thinking, this would be a good way to, show people how easy it is. Even though it's not as easy as turning on the radio and pushing a button, it's still easier than most people think to consume podcasts. And I'm thinking I'll do 2 classes, actually. I want to do one, it's probably be a 3-hour seminar style thing. And then I'll do another one on podcast production. How easy it is to actually become a producer of podcasts, as a hobby. And you can do it with minimal equipment, or you can go whole hog, and I'm somewhere in the middle. Hopefully my audio's halfway decent this time. I really haven't listened to it, but Cast Blaster usually does a fairly good job of keeping the levels in reasonableness, and I know the mic sounds decent. Maybe not the best in the world. I'm going to fix that eventually. I want to get a dedicated machine that's just for podcasting. And then, of course, I want to get the Zoom H2 and a good field mic, and be able to do, interviews and other, field recording. So, but I think this Radio Anyway thing will be kind of cool. Probably get a story a month on their thing. They usually do 2 or 3 stories a show, and they just do 1 show a week. But so we'll see. I was thinking about one of the stories is going out to the gun club on a pistol shooting day, and talk to people about why they have pistols and handguns and what they use them for, and that kind of thing. Well, you're not going to hear much of that on NPR, but you will hear it on community public radio. Anyway, well, we're getting up to 49 minutes and 20 seconds or so right now. I'm going to play one more from the Hot Buttered Rum CD that I got. This one's called Idaho Pines. It's almost 6 minutes. So anyway, I will be back to wrap it up on the other side.
Lately it seems that I've been rambling on those long lost highways of my mind. Lately I've been winning all of my gambling, so I guess finally made it high times. Can't you hear me when I call high times? As snow begins to fall on the Idaho pines. Lately I found new roads to travel. These ones aren't paved nor laid in gravel. Time won't stand still or stay the same, so I guess I'll be on my way. a cemetery sunrise on a brand new day. It's hard to stay on the road when love is weighing down the load. She won't wait for you. Your heart may get confused when neither path you choose seem to lose. It's high time we get moving on. Everything is temporary, even the song. Further down the road we'll meet again. But for now, this is it. High time. Gotta pack it up, my friends. High time. Gotta let your heart mend. It's high time. You can learn to love again. It's high time. Well, could this be the end? It's high time. As we holler hallelujah across another state line.
Hey, this is Zach Matthews from Hot Buttered Rum. You can find us online at www.hotbutteredrum.net or check us out at myspace.com/hotbutteredrum.
Okay, that song was called Idaho Pines. Man, I like that bass solo in the middle there. Anyway, I know not all of you are into that kind of music, but so be it. And I've got a whole bunch of other type of genres of music, but lately I've been sort of in the folk and bluegrass genre. I was thinking about something while that song was playing. I'd like to play that bass part with a band on my tuba. Now, wouldn't that be cool? I don't know if you knew I was a tuba player and an aspiring banjo player. Actually, the guy that plays the flute there on Hot Buttered Rum is also a banjo player. And on some of their other tracks, he plays banjo instead of flute. But it's still pretty cool. Anyway, that'll about do it for this show. For the Mike Dell's World number 101. And I'll be back with 102 when I can. Maybe I will get some of those portable recorder recordings together and put out another one pretty quick. But because I went into lots of things as I was driving or walking. Of course, it's kind of fun when you're walking and recording, and everybody looks at you like you're crazy. But not so much anymore because, of course, all the cell phones have those. What is it, Bluetooth earpieces. Well, probably what they thought I was doing. But anyway, that recorder I found out as I was digging through the specs on it only records at 8 kilohertz sample rate. And there's no way to increase that, so that's why it sounds so crappy. I mean, I could enhance it a bit, but it's still crappy. So definitely want to get a Zoom H2 or at least something better than 8 kilohertz. This is fine for just plain old voice recordings, and it does work on the podcast. It gives it that weird sound, but I want to do some high fidelity mobile recording. So I think I'm gonna be asking Santa Claus for a Zoom H2, or more than likely I'll end up getting it myself. But anyway, y'all have a good week. Boy, that noise you're hearing in the background, if indeed you're hearing it, sometimes I hear a lot more than you do, but that buzzing sound that you just heard, that was the basement window, which is made of plexiglass, vibrating as a semi goes by on the road out front. So, isn't that great? Having a studio with all kinds of background noises, such as dogs barking, furnaces running, refrigerators running, and whatnot else. Whatnot else? That don't sound good. Anyway, we'll catch you later.
Blueberry. This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is produced with Cast Blaster.